Hey, gang. Bill Caskey here. Welcome to Caskey Live, 8 a.m., March the 6th. The 6th. Last week was our first week of going live. Hope you enjoyed it. Had a handful of people on. And as I said before, don't worry. I'm not, if we just have a few people on, that's cool because we're taking some of this and breaking it up and kind of repurposing it for the podcast. If you're not a listener to the Bill Caskey podcast, make sure you listen in. Every Wednesday, we release a new episode. And of course, the behemoth is the advanced selling podcast that I do with Brian Neal. And we will be, we record now twice a month, and we usually do 2 episodes per recording. So every episode you listen to is either current that week or 1 week behind. But of course, we're talking about evergreen things, so it probably shouldn't matter. But just to give you some kind of input on how the hot dogs are made. I was mocked today at Starbucks. I went in, ordered a hot iced mocha, which I get. And, you know, when you order those every day, you can kind of see when they bring it out, whether it's made right. And 99% of the time, it's fine. And I get the same people all the time. But I can tell by the color. And if it's 2% milk instead of whole milk, which I get, it darkens it. If there's 4 pumps of mocha in it, it darkens it. I only get 1 because 4 is just too much. So I was waiting for it, and he put it down. I said, "Bill, here's your drink." And I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not sure. That looks a little dark. And I said, looks a little dark. I said, did you use whatever? And I tasted it, and it wasn't right. So he made it again. He goes, no problem. I'll make it again. Good guy. And then he mocked me. He mocked me by holding it up. I was across the restaurant. He goes, "Is this the right color?" And people looked at me like, wow, what a diva, what a Starbucks diva. Anyway, it was the right color, and I'm happy to say it was the right drink. Okay, today I want to talk a little bit about this, the email. And I'm prefacing it by saying that I'm all for email. I think it's obviously a great tool. It'll make you a lot of money if you use it right. I do find that a lot of times my clients, when they first start working with me, come to me and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about sending out this email. Can you take a look at it?" Which I'm happy to do. It's part of my coaching that I do with clients. And what I usually find is the email is less than. And the reason is because we are not copywriters. We salespeople are not copywriters. I mean, copywriters get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to write a direct mail piece or an email campaign that breaks through the clutter, that causes people to click, that causes people to give their name, that causes people to get their wallet out. I mean, this is a sophisticated profession, copywriting. And yet we throw something out and then get disappointed when we send out 100 and nobody responds. And the fact is that if you send out 100, 80% of the people aren't even going to click on it. They have no idea what it is because they get 800 other emails a day. Of those 20% that click and open it, only a certain amount are really going to read it. They don't hang on every word. If it looks too imposing, like if the copy is long and the paragraphs are thick and people have to, set aside time, block out time to read your email, they're just not going to do it. I'm sorry. I know you've got something of value to say. So here's a new strategy. And I say it's as old as Methuselah. Do you know how old Methuselah was? I just looked this up this morning. He was 969 years old. That is worthy of old as Methuselah. If you're using a metaphor of some kind, he's the right guy to use. But this strategy to me is ancient in that it's just based on the truth. And instead of having your marketing department write these god-awful emails that talks about me, and how great we are and how, studly we are, why are you doing that? It doesn't engage anybody. It doesn't cause anybody to say, wow, let me read how amazing Bill Caskey is. Wow, he's amazing. No, it causes people to say, I don't have time for this. So what I will refer to as the truth email, I want you to try it. I want you to try it with a handful of prospects. Now, I know that we are accustomed to cold outreach via email. I'm not sure that's the best route, but anyway, if you want to do it that way, that's fine. I think again, it's a naive to think that someone's going to, never having heard from you, get an email and all of a sudden have to talk to you. Really? You're going to go with that? Now, you'll say, oh, but yeah, that's happened before. Yeah, I know it's happened before. Lots of things have happened before. But I want to introduce you to the truth email. The truth email sounds like this. You don't know me, and I don't know you, but here's why I'm writing. I'm not sure if what we do could be of help to you, but let me share with you the kind of work we do with our clients and the kinds of clients that come to us. And then bullet point list a few. Then at the end say, I'm not sure if it would make sense to have a call. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But here is my calendar if you want to respond. Or if I've moved too quickly for you, how about you click on this link and it'll take you to a video where you talk about trends or opportunities or something. So it's a truthful strategy. It's not based on any kind of manipulation. It's just, you're just laying yourself bare and saying, look, I don't know. This email probably hits you at a time where you're not actively seeking to read another email. That might be good for the subject line. But you have to kind of entertain. You have to be a little bit, it's like, be rigorously and rawly honest. And if you can do that in an email, let me know how it goes. Once again, look, I'm sure this email has caught you at a time where you're not really interested in reading another email from somebody you don't know. And I'm not sure I can help you, but here's what we do. If it makes sense to have a call, great. If not, if I've moved too quickly, here's another option. You can go to this page. So just think about that flow, and you can watch this a couple times, take some notes there. But I think we are all, let's say, desiring authentic communication. I mean, when you look at the last 3 years of media, leaders, politics, all of the, to be honest with you, all the lying that happened from everybody. This is not political because I'm blaming both sides of the aisle here, but there was a lot of lying. There was a lot of fakeness. There was a lot of conspiracy theories that eventually became true. And so then, I mean, look at the stats. You don't have to take my word for it. Look at the stats. The data is that people don't trust the media, and they don't trust their politicians. They don't trust their leaders. They don't even trust institutions like corporate institutions. So when you show up on the scene behaving in the same way that everybody else is behaving, you're going to be lumped in with them, and you're not going to be listened to. So my point here with this email is you're going to have to get authentic and get true, get rigorously honest, be transparent, be vulnerable, and then allow that to be the initial part of your relationship. It brings me to a second point today, and that is this idea of how we sell. And I get a lot of times people who come back to me and say, well, here's what I always do. And I always try to do this because it gets them to say a certain thing. And I feel like if that's the way you're entering the sales process, manipulating, trying to get them to say something, I think you're selling yourself short. I think karma is going to come back and bite you in the you know what. And why do we have to do that? Why do we have to take on this manipulative strategy of selling? You don't need to. It's harmful. It's better. The truth will set you free. The truth is better. I don't know if I can help. Is it okay if I share with you a little bit of what we do? You tell me what's on your mind and what circumstances you're battling, and we can decide together whether there's any reason to chat about this. I mean, what could be more truthful than that? And yet that's not the way we're taught. We're trained to be in their face, to be aggressive, to be assertive, to be whatever you use that word, to be enthusiastic, to be eager, to never take no for an answer. It's like, really? Who are we trying to kid? Who are we trying to kid? And so if your sales philosophy needs a little boost, I encourage you to go to 5reasonsclients.com. It's a document we created late last year, very current. It's 5 reasons. There's about 10 or 12 pages there of why I think some of the mistakes that we make that causes us not to get the clients that we really want. So hopefully you'll be able to download that, 5reasonsclients.com. I think there's a couple of videos with it. And if you want to get with me, you can go to billcaskey.com. If you or your sales team needs a little reinvention, a little reshaping, a little reforming, a little overhaul, some do, some don't, but some do. You can go to billcaskey.com. Plenty of places to get in touch with me there. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Try that email. Try it out, and just be mindful over the next week of just being more authentic. Say, look, I don't know. I mean, I always say to my clients, you have to operate from the position of I don't know, because you don't know. The more you think you know, the less you really know. So why not operate from that position right up front? All right. Good job, everybody. 5 reasons clients. See ya.